Minimalism is not just about decluttering and simplifying your home, but you can also apply minimalism to your finances. By the end of this video, you will learn 10 simple habits to simplify your finances in 2021. To learn more about minimalism and simple living, make sure you are subscribed down below and tap that bell to be notified when I upload a video every single Tuesday. Also, this video is part of my Simplify Your Life series, so if you haven't checked out the other videos, I will leave the playlist link up here and down below. The first habit you can implement in 2021 is to track your spending. In my last video where I shared my minimalist habits to simplify your life, I talked about creating a budget. But actually, the first step that you want to do before you create a budget is to track your spending. It's important that you look at all the purchases that you have made, pull out your debit card statement, your credit card statement, and just take a look at where all your money is going. A lot of the times we often feel afraid to take a look at our bank statements and to see where our money is going, but this is the first step in creating a budget because you must know where your money is going. So many times people are afraid to look at them because they know that they probably have overspent, and it can be a scary thing to look at your finances because you will see the reality in your statements of where your money is going, and sometimes it's not pretty. This step is key to getting started to create a budget and managing your finances. You want to gather all your bank statements from your debit card and credit cards for the past 2 to 3 months and just analyze where your money has been going. Once you've done that, you can look at what you can eliminate. What expenses have you made that you can completely cut out from your budget? Some expenses that we make probably are not very necessary, so you want to take a look at that and see where you can eliminate so you can stop purchasing those things. The next step you want to do is to look at where you can reduce your expenses. For example, you want to take a look at your variable costs. Fixed costs like rent, you obviously cannot make any changes to that because it's probably a fixed set amount every month. But for other variable expenses like your gas or your groceries, you want to take a look at them and see where you can reduce. For example, if you spent $400 on groceries this month and you want to start cutting back, try to find ways you can do this. Maybe you can buy generic store brands instead of the regular brand names. Try to find different ways where you can reduce your bills if possible. The next habit is to build an emergency fund. If there's anything that this past year has taught us with everything going on in the world, it's that emergencies can happen. You might be laid off, you could have some serious health issues, or whatever the case may be. It is important to build an emergency fund if you don't have one yet. I can't tell you how many times my emergency fund has come in handy with unexpected surprises. Just a few weeks ago, we had to take my dog Callie to the vet because she was having some sort of issues, and it ended up costing us $500. Luckily, I had enough money in my emergency fund to be able to afford something like this without having to stress or worry about how I was going to pay for it. It's things like this when unexpected occurrences arise and an emergency fund comes in handy. Set aside some money from your income every single month to add to your emergency fund, and do not touch it absolutely whatsoever, and only use it for emergencies. It can be tempting to dip into those emergency fund savings, but remember that those are only for emergencies only. Buy used when possible. There are so many benefits from buying used. Not only are you saving money, but it's also helping save the environment. A lot of the times when we buy used things, they actually are probably still in good condition depending on where you get it from. A lot of the times I like to secondhand shop, and I have bought brand new unused things from the Goodwill that I can use, and I didn't have to pay full price for it. Whenever I want to buy something, the first thing that comes to my mind is, can I buy it used? I will do my research. I will go online, maybe to Facebook Marketplace or apps like Poshmark or Mercari, and see if I can find the item there for way less. About 80% of the time, I actually do end up finding the item that I was looking for way less. If it's not possible to find something that is used, or maybe you just don't like the condition of it, that's when you can go ahead and purchase it new, but you also want to make sure that you add that to your spending and to your budget. Cut back on takeout or how many times you eat out every single month. Takeout can get pretty expensive. Right now, I'm not sure what the situation is where you live in, but dine-in is not open yet, and a lot of the times we can overspend when we go out for a dinner or lunch because the food adds up, the drinks add up, everything can add up, and it can be costly. If you order takeout 5 times a month, maybe consider cutting back and going only 4 times a month. You don't necessarily have to completely cut back on takeout. I totally get it. Sometimes we don't have time, sometimes we're lazy, and takeout or dining in is much easier than cooking at home. But if possible, try to cut back on that because that will save you also a lot of money. The next habit is to have a plan when grocery shopping. You've probably heard this before, but the worst thing that you can do when grocery shopping is going when you are hungry. That is the worst thing that you can do because when you're hungry, you will see everything and you will want to buy everything. Trust me, I've been there so many times. It's ridiculous. Before you go grocery shopping, make a list, have a plan, know what meals you want to make for the week, write it down. This not only will save you a lot of money, but it's also going to create a lot less waste. When we overspend on groceries and we don't get to them all, we end up just discarding all of them because they either expire or they just are no longer good and we can't use them anymore. In order to avoid that, you want to make a list of everything you need and stick to that list. Use cashback and rewards programs when possible. One of my favorite apps that I've been using for the past year, I wish I would have started using it way sooner. I'm not sure why I just started using it, but it is the app Ibotta. This video is not sponsored. This is just my own personal use of Ibotta, but I have saved so much money from using this app on groceries, household items, basically anything that I need. The way that it works is that you purchase the things that are on the app and you add it to your account, and when you make those purchases, you just scan your receipt and you get cash back on those items. I have made over $100 from this app in the past year or two, I want to say, that I've been using it, and it's really awesome. It's a great way to save money as well. If you guys are interested in using Ibotta, I will leave a link down below in the description. Try doing a no-spend month or even a no-spend weekend. This will help you from overspending and making impulse purchases for either a whole month or for the weekend. I love doing no-spend months because it helps me just to stay focused on my goals and save up a little bit of more money every single month. When you do no-spend months, you really begin to realize how you don't really need to make certain purchases because you end up realizing that there's a difference between your wants and your needs. If you're not familiar with the no-spend challenges, basically you only spend money on necessities like food, home, gas, and you pay all of your bills that are due. Any other expenses that are not necessary, you just do not purchase for that entire month or for that weekend. I've done a no-spend challenge before on my channel, so if you guys would like to see me do one again, let me know down in the comments below. Wait for 30 days for non-essential items. A lot of the times when we are shopping, we think that we want or need something right then on that spot. But if you hold off on a purchase, you might realize after a period of time that you actually don't need the item. Setting a time limit on purchases, like waiting 30 days or more or less, depending on the item, it's going to help you realize that you actually might not even need the item. Sometimes when I'm online shopping and there's something that I think I need, I will add it to my cart and I leave it sitting there for a few days, and then I will come back to it, and most of the time I actually end up forgetting about the item that I thought I needed, and then I just end up not purchasing it. So try to wait at least 30 days for buying a non-essential item because you might realize that you don't even need it. Next thing that you can do is to avoid any late fees. You want to make sure that you are paying your bills on time, your credit card, your electricity, your rent, any other purchases like that you are making. The way that I avoid late fees is by setting up an automation system from my bank account. So whenever the bill is due, the funds will automatically transfer and it will pay the bill for me, so I don't have to remember or keep track of when my bill is due. This is a great way to avoid late fees. Late fees can really add up over time, especially if you go for a long period of time of not making that payment. So you want to avoid that altogether by using an automation system. Another way to simplify your finances is to DIY everything as much as possible. For example, if you like to get your nails done, consider buying a nail kit and doing your nails at home. If you need a haircut, consider cutting it yourself or asking a family or friend to do it for you free of charge. If you like to go to Starbucks 5 days a week, consider making coffee at home, just like I do. I'm drinking my home brewed coffee right now, and it's a great way to save a few bucks. An average cup of coffee probably costs about $5 depending on the size or where you're buying it from, but whether if it's $5 or $1 coffee, it all adds up and it all matters. If you're someone who loves to work out and has a gym membership, consider canceling that gym membership for the meantime while you save up some money, because also gym memberships can add up every single month. What you can do instead is work out from home. There's a ton of free sources online and right here on YouTube that you can do instead of going to the gym. Once again, don't forget to check out the playlist for the videos of how you can simplify your life in 2021. Comment down below and let me know if there's any other aspects in your life that you would like to simplify so I can make a video about it. Also, comment down below what your biggest takeaway was from this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It really supports my channel, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!